it's Miss Sam here. I'm coming at you for another Therapy Tip Tuesday. And I figured what better way to celebrate a snow day and our holiday season with snow. So this is a quick and easy activity, and honestly you can really do it with anything. I just thought it'd be fun, especially around the holiday season, especially to get our kids excited about the different weather and the different snow. If we did a fun little activity to elicit some really descriptive language. So I'm going to show you guys something that we could do at home, in school, anything to elicit language. So I have some snow collected from my backyard. It's a little icy, but still does the job. I try to keep it in a bag so it's a little less messy. That's honestly your call. If you want to have the snow in or out of the bag, again, doesn't matter. This is pretty flexible. And I also have hot chocolate. So any kind of warm drink would work, tea, milk, anything. So what I did when I was selecting both of these, obviously on top of it being seasonally appropriate, I wanted to pick two things that were really different. So snow, hot chocolate, different in almost every way. So the whole framework for this activity is going to be our 5 senses. And that really helps with descriptive language because you can make more in-depth sentences. You can be able to describe different words. If you're having any word finding difficulties, you can try to describe it using different features. And you can also just use it for exploration for our little ones. So, as you can see, snow is different color, temperature, taste, size, I guess, if you want to do size or ability to be manipulated and change shape. Then we have our hot chocolate. I have some marshmallows in there, but again, doesn't matter. Hot chocolate's a dark texture. It's a liquid. It's nice and warm. It smells sweet versus a snowball that doesn't really smell like anything. So I figured we could begin. So after we're done playing in the snow with our children, we can start. And I usually like to just have a visual for some of our kids to grasp the concept of what we're doing. And a lot of the times it does not have to be intricate in any way. You don't have to be a good artist. You don't have to do anything over the top. This is something that's supposed to be easy and done at home. So I just made this quick little chart. You can also set it up in any way if you want to do little squares, just something to help guide them along. So I have all of our 5 senses, so see, smell, taste, touch, and hear. And then I just have our snow and our little hot chocolate. But again, you can make something that works for you too. If not, it could also just be an informal discussion if we're doing it kind of on the fly or just for some extra practice. So basically, I would have this visible to our child, and I'm just going to put it down just for all intents and purposes. And say the first one is see. So we could see with our eyes. And what are the differences that we can see? So we can see snow on the ground in the sky, falling from the sky. And then we could see hot chocolate in a cup, in a packet. You could see it in a microwave. Things you can see, so observable characteristics, the color. So hot chocolate's generally brown, maybe brown and white if there's marshmallows or whipped cream or something. And then snow, typically we would hope, is white. White or a clear consistency. I guess you could also take clear, but I think most of our children would take white. So those are observable characteristics. So we could also stimulate language. Say we're doing full sentences. We could have I see, and then do a color. I see white versus I see brown. And it could be something as simple as that, or it could be informal discussion, meaning, oh yeah, snow's kind of white. I see it fall from the sky a lot. Hot chocolate, we kind of pour it from a packet, put it in, mix it, and turns that brown color. So we could also, depending on the age level, different speech and language goals be adjusted to fit whatever needs, whether it be informal conversation, how do you make hot chocolate versus how do you make a snowball, things you can see about it. Yeah, so then smell is our next sense on my little chart. And as we know, let's just start with the hot chocolate because that's more fun. But our hot chocolate generally smells sweet. You could also take chocolatey. A lot of kids will probably say chocolatey. But sweet, chocolatey. Trying to think of another one. Smells strong. So you could say smell strong because then when we move to our snowball, let's just open our bag a little bit. It's not really going to smell like anything. So it's going to smell, maybe they'll say like water, but water doesn't really have a smell. So you could just say kind of neutral, or like water doesn't really have a smell, depending on who we're talking to. Yep, nothing. So we could say sweet, strong, good, versus nothing. So any kind of opposites is really good, so you get that contrast of being able to describe different objects in different ways, which is what makes this activity so fun but also engaging. And then now we're on taste. So this is the fun part. We could do our taste test. So we could take the hot chocolate and give it a little sip. And we can talk about how it tastes. So obviously, again, kind of like it smells, it tastes sweet. It tastes chocolatey. We could say the marshmallow could also taste super sweet. When they melt, usually marshmallows are a little sweeter than the hot chocolate itself. So you could talk about the way the marshmallow tastes, the hot chocolate tastes, how they taste together, anything like that. Then we could take our snow, and you could have them lick their snow if they're into it, and if you guys are okay with it. And you could just have them take a little piece, put it on their tongue, and it's going to be like water. So you can say, what does it taste like? And a lot of them are going to say nothing or water. So then we could say, okay, let's form a sentence about it. Like, hot chocolate is sweeter than snow. And you could do compare and contrast in that way. Or you could just have one word labeling. Hot chocolate is sweet. Snow is watery. Snow tastes like nothing. Any kind of those answers, just because even if they say like nothing, I feel like that's definitely a quality for the right age, that they're recognizing that the taste is starkly different. So even if it's like they say it tastes like nothing or it tastes like water, I would still accept that because it's still fulfilling the purpose of describing each of our categories or each object. Then we have touch. So we were already touching our hot chocolate, but we could always just touch the mug rather than stick our finger in it, because it's probably hot and that's not safe. But touching the hot chocolate, you could see how it feels on your hands. So you could give them options if they're having a hard time, and they could say the hot chocolate is, and then you can give them the option warm or cold. And then you would say warm or hot. And then we could have them take our snow, and they hold our snow. And you say, is the snow cold or hot? And they'll say cold. And if not, if they say hot, have them hold the hot chocolate and say hot chocolate is hot. And then you could model it for them and say snow is cold. You could even make a chilly signal just to give them some gestures to even make a deeper meaning to the word. So cold, like brr, and make it really cold. In addition, you could say touch other than hot and cold, because that's temperature touch. You could even talk about what you can do with each one. So meaning to the touch, this would be, we could take it with the spoon, and this would be liquidy. So technically, that would be more touch, as in the physical property. So liquid, which snow can turn into liquid, but snow is also malleable. So we could just say snow can be crushed versus hot chocolate can't be crushed. So you can even have them physically do it. A lot of times that tactile with that verbal cue telling them like squish the snow. Snow is squishy. Hot chocolate could be watery. So any kind of language that comes from this, you could even guide them into what descriptor you're thinking of. You could pick their brain a little bit, see what they're thinking of. This isn't supposed to be, got a little snow on me. This isn't supposed to be straightforward, you have to do this activity. This is more of a fun sensory exploration that can involve the entire family and talk about different aspects of two very different objects to help with object description, sentence formation, vocabulary, adjectives, depending on, again, whatever you're working on. And then the last one, but not least, we have hear. Now, this one sounds a little funny, because how do you hear hot chocolate or snow? But you can go a little more in depth. So when you hear hot chocolate, you could say, what do you hear when it's associated with hot chocolate? So you could hear the stirring of the spoon, the drips. You can hear a slurp. So a slurp and a swallow, that makes a sound. You can hear, say, depending on how you make your hot chocolate, you could put water and milk in a microwave, or you could put it on the stove, so you could hear the beep of the microwave or the knob of the stove, anything like that. So any sounds associated with the action itself. And then when we talk about snow, we could say we could hear snow squishing. We can hear a kind of a crunch. But then we could say when it does snow, that maybe everything sounds really quiet outside, and describe to them like everything just seems quiet, and that's what I love about the snow. And then maybe next time it snows, they'll take that and then they'll remember it. Next time you go outside, maybe they're like, hey mom, hey dad, maybe that it really is quiet. And it gives them something to look forward to and apply that information to next time it snows or next time you have that interaction with the weather. So overall, whether, I'm going to refer back to my sheet, but whether you want to write it, just make it a discussion. Again, these are not supposed to be overwhelming activities. You don't have to set it up this way. This is just more of a guiding factor for me and probably how I would view it. So the word, picture associated, so at least depending on the child, they can make that connection. So this is also, you can use this with any object. So not only holidays, you can do it with different kinds of foods if we're doing food exploration. We can do it with holidays, seasons, anything like that. So this is definitely an adaptable and wonderful technique to use with our kids. So if they like it, you could always apply it moving forward. And with that, I wish you guys a very happy holiday season, and stay safe for the rest if there's any more snowstorms coming out. And I will see you guys next week for another Therapy Tip Tuesday. Bye.